Welcome to Between Us Three. Yes, BUT. We're business but with banter and no BS. I'm Lauren, fluent in Geelong job speak, but can't wrap my mouth around Irish wristwatch.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Irish wristwatch.
That's always fun to see.
It's in there. With me, as always, we have Nathan. Can handle the top of your funnel, but can't handle dairy. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
And also Chris, who loves a framework but hates being boxed in. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how you going?
Take it away.
What's that? Take it away.
First episode. First segment.
We do check-in.
Quick check-in.
Yeah.
Business professional positive since the last time we sat around this table or drank coffee together.
Wow.
Who's first?
It's deep.
I'm happy to go first
Go, Nathan.
because I'm excited because on Sunday I'm off to San Francisco.
Yes.
I'm heading to HubSpot's conference, normally in Boston, but this year they've moved it to the West Coast. So heading off on Sunday with Tony from my team and
Woo.
a week of marketing chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah. Mecca for nerds.
AI.
If I count the number of times they mention AI, I'll be very rich if I made $1 from every
Which
time.
isn't a bad thing, right? Right now, that is the thing.
It is absolutely the thing.
What's personal going on?
Personal? Personal. Oh. Come back to me on that one. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't prepared for personal.
Okay. Move to the left, making it easy. Business positive for me. Last week I got to speak to a room of business owners in Sydney about building an exitable business. And that word itself is fun to say, exitable.
Exitable.
So that was awesome. Good IT conference, familiar faces. So I had a great week away. And personal, my middle child turned 18 and we had about 50 18-year-olds at the house. And that was
fun.
massive. But huge shout out to Smash Burger, who came in with their food truck.
Yeah, right.
And
you had a food truck? How cool.
Within 20 minutes, they were up and serving. They made sure everyone got the food. It was like, talk about systems. I was in awe. Great burgers, and I'm sitting there going, "This is efficient. I like this."
Are you still cleaning up?
No,
From
it was
this
outside
18th?
marquee
Wow.
food truck.
Well done.
Go be 18 outside. Leave me alone.
Nice.
That was good.
Well, professional, jobs on, jobs filled, happy people, happy briefs. It's been busy. I need a clone, but I don't want a clone. Personal, my new puppy has stopped pooping on the carpet. So that's a
win.
significant win. It's moved to the fake grass potty, which I'll take. I'll take it. We're not outside yet.
How old now?
14 weeks.
Okay.
So
Very
still
puppy.
baby dog.
Very
Still
puppy.
baby dog. So
Yeah.
but it's a win. You know, I'm still working on number ones. But I'll take the number twos.
Nice.
I'm a child.
I thought of my personal. I couldn't convince anybody to go to Lincoln Park with me coming to Australia. So I convinced my daughter. She's now old enough and knows it enough. So
How old?
She's 13.
13,
So we're
Lincoln
going to a
Park.
concert together.
Oh,
That's
that's
exciting.
cool.
That's a big deal.
It is cool, yeah.
Memory
Yes.
bank.
Go, Dad.
Very cool.
All right. What's the one big thing? What's the quick quip?
Quick quip, but something topical. What's the tidbit that we've heard of that we want to share? Anyone?
Well, I mean,
Bueller?
leaning on AI.
Yeah.
Says the nerd in the room. We're the nerdiest of the. I don't know. You're a nerd, like you and me, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So,
Speak for yourself.
You guys.
I'm a cool nerd.
coming out of last week, there was some last week's conference, nerd conference. I was like, AI, great. You know, and then you guys are heavy into the ChatGPT, and I've come out of that swinging. Like the conversation and the conversation I just had with a business leader earlier around just the opportunity to create more human connection by using AI, not replace
Massive.
people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like
yeah.
that's like, yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get my kids to like lean in even further. And they're like, I hate it. It's like,
I was talking to Nick about this a couple of weeks ago, and he found some study that said that a lot of individuals are benefiting from AI tools at the moment, but not necessarily overall business productivity. It's still not quite there for
Interesting.
businesses embracing it completely. People are working from home, I'm sure, are getting an enormous benefit, even in the office. But the business doesn't actually necessarily benefit
Wow. Whereas I'm seeing rolling redundancies coming through who are being replaced input data entry wise.
At the bottom tier.
Yeah. Well, not even. I mean, there's even rumblings around valuers, accountants, processing work, intermediate stuff that's now starting to get really down the barrel of making some big transitions and displacing a lot of workers.
Well, there's an awesome, there's a lot of graphs around, but there's one that shows the propensity for a business or a role to get replaced. And data and information work is top of the list, right? Like looking for legal precedents, all those things.
Yeah.
And all the way down the bottom, the least likely is like somebody who's laying bricks and building a house. But like there's a moment now where the articulation of robots attached to AI is moving it more into the physical world, and that's blowing away that concept that we'll be safe with our level of articulation. When Google Lens glasses are watching you cut onions and mapping your articulation so that the robot can do it as well.
Better.
They know everything we know, and then now can do everything we do. Where does relevance come into it? They can't ask the questions yet. This is like a topic, right? This could be our issue, right? It sounds like we're leaning into it, but anyway. Clearly, I came out drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, a lot of software companies have definitely reduced. I think Salesforce reduced their workforce 30% of their developers. And
is that based on, or is that probably after post-COVID booms as well? Like, is there a crossover of
bit of a
data?
shove of it's
convenience,
AI.
convenience there.
AI,
Yeah.
But we've noticed it in our business that what we call vibe coding is when you just let AI do all the work and you're not really too concerned about how it gets there and the quality, but
you don't do that.
It gets the job done. We use it to a certain extent, but it does make things a lot faster. Things that were previously much more complicated tasks or reviewing code, but for errors or potential bugs, it's really good at that. But the high end, like the top of the tree engineers, they still have a place very much. So they have to cross-check and make sure that what the vibe coding is doing is actually, and even to use it in the right way to begin with. But yeah, I don't know how an entry-level programmer would make it in Silicon Valley anymore, because you won't get in when your job is when the entry-level jobs are being done already by
But then
AI.
again, you know what? It's good news for us three, because consultants are going through the roof, and people are what's cutting through. I think we're going to ride a wave over the next probably 3 years. I don't think it's going to go as far as 5, of masses of skepticism and trust issues about AI, which are going to mean that the people power and that in-person consultancy is going to be so hugely beneficial.
And that was a Mark
but I think
Cuban
that'll
thing,
wane.
right? Yeah.
It'll become so commonplace that it won't necessarily be because people are freaked out about it. But I think it might
Deep
just
fake,
again,
face-to-face will go up because
Yep.
people aren't trusting that digital communications anymore. One of the good takeaways of the use cases with AI that probably humanises experience more than it does. It's not so much about jobs that are going to be replaced, because jobs will be displaced, but like any other industrial revolution, the internet, whatever,
Yep.
we'll find a way.
Repurpose.
But
Yep.
a customer service representative that used to have to know how to, now they are going to be prompted. There's a bot that's going to be helping them out.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be somebody who's technically adept or as technically adept. Now it's somebody who is a human connection focused human who can have empathy and have care for that person, but then be prompted with the solution. So IT space, wild. You put a technician on the phone, they want to solve cool problems. They don't care what that, they do care, like the good ones do, but they're less inclined to care about how that person's feeling. So if you put somebody in that role who's prompted by a bot, when that call finishes and the assessment on the temperature of the conversation, on the words used, on the likelihood of that being the last time they call, like there's analytics wrapped around that, then that representative on the phone can then be prompted with coaching from the AI to become better. Like, let's wrap it up. Mind-blowing shit.
This could be our main topic of today is, but really are managers and people who are at the top of the tree in companies just there because they know the most or are the subject matter experts, and they're maybe not the best people leaders. And AI is going to completely turn it on its head, where you don't need to have the subject matter expertise or be in the company for 20 years the longest to know it intimately. But you're going to have to work on EQ now and being a much, much better people leader, because there are far too many managers who are there right now just because it was their turn or hierarchy or because they know shit the most. And now I think it's going to be like, no, you're not a fit for purpose manager. You're not a good people manager.
I hope that's the case.
Me too.
Everybody's skills are going to have to change, really. It's not just the managers. Everybody's skills are having to shift and adapt.
All our kids have got no idea.
I meet so many
Not that I had
managers
any
who,
idea.
even to their own credit, have said, I've never been offered people management training. Like, I've just been internally
fall into it.
promoted.
Yeah.
I've just
It's an
had to take
osmosis
on
thing, right?
teams. And I know what I do and I do it good, but I don't know how to work out these people issues.
You learn from the best manager you've had, who learned from
Completely.
the best manager they had.
Yeah.
And you learn from all the other shitty managers on what not to do.
And in
hopefully.
such bloody candidate short markets, we can't afford to be hemorrhaging good people because managers suck.
Well, they say people don't leave businesses; they leave managers, which is They also leave if their needs aren't being met, which could be feedback.
There's when it's candidate short, that means it's a lot of choice, and definitely it's even more in these new generation that are going to be very specific about seeking out mentors and people who've got the right, even personal branding and the visibility now of leaders.
How do you find a mentor when you never turn up to the office?
Well, hey.
Whoa,
Yeah. Oh
there's
my
another
God,
one.
there's another topic.
Before
Yeah.
we leave AI, what do you think of the thought that our grandkids might end up having relationships with AI characters? That's been a topic I've seen a lot online.
Oh, it makes me shudder.
It's real. It's genuine. Like, it's happening now with some people, but it might become the norm.
Yeah, but like there are also people out there who marry their cars. Like, let's hope that again it
there's
stays
some
in the
people around.
minority.
I had was it, what was the reporter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
April.
April. Oh, I had a relationship with her in my mind as a kid. People are playing computer games now, and they're already it started with Second Life. It started people are already having online relationships with avatars.
But it's going a little bit further than falling in love with your car
yeah.
or an avatar, because this person is going to build a relationship. This person, AI person, will build a relationship with you and understand you. There's context to it. And so maybe can give you more love and attention than a real human.
And I can give you a false sense of harmony because there's no challenge. It'll just placate.
You know what?
Unless you
I
prompt
think
it to challenge me.
to come back to this heightened sensibility on developing our own EQ and our own people skills with each other and leveling up. I think that AI is and will do so much wonderful stuff in the way of counselling and psychology and helping people through hard times. And I think at the moment, emotional immaturity is connecting that with affection. And I hope and I expect that as we mature through AI and also level up in our own skills with each other, that we'll start to see that leaning on that type of relationship is more for our own brain development than it is for our heart's connection, and we'll start to be able to distinguish the two.
I've got a friend who has set up a GPT, and it's his mental health coach.
I tell you, it's powerful stuff. I've used my ChatGPT as a child psychologist expert. My 6-year-old, asks what's heaven, and I'm like, one sec, honey, I'm just gonna type this into ChatGPT.
What's the correct answer?
Yeah, or what's the most leading? That's the sort of better way to phrase things that won't maybe elicit a other reaction that you're not expecting, or that fear, or that it might trigger a nightmare, or how do you phrase things without being too forward or too, enough information, but not too much that's age appropriate. And
well, the business case that I heard of recently, using a co-pilot, like a Microsoft version of AI with SharePoint and your own private data stores, right? There's a guy who has set up his own board of directors, which are 3 agents One
That's
with a
cool.
SharePoint site where he's put all the Fair Work laws, all the HR laws, another one that's got all his financials and accounting practices, and another one that's got all the legal requirements and governance around there. And he has board meetings with his agents.
With himself. Oh my gosh.
So just to play devil's advocate on the dangers
I
of
hate the devil's
AI,
advocate.
but
Yes.
there's an open case. I just had to Google it just to be sure that I was correct. But there's a case that's just been filed in California where parents of a boy, Adam Rife, 16 years old, and had conversations with ChatGPT over a period of
He
time,
committed suicide.
And it
was
encouraged
convinced to commit suicide as an option for himself. So they have the chat logs of everything that was said, and they're taking it to court, taking OpenAI to court. So
horrendous.
maybe it's not quite there.
It is 100% not
It's
there.
still so malleable and so coded to be as like to acquiesce to the user. So if you say what's 1 + 1, and it says 2, and you're like, no, it's 3. It's like, you're right, it's 3.
Obviously. And
I
it comes back and says,
that refinement.
I can't be
will come.
evil. And you can say, I'm not asking you to be evil. This is a simulation.
Exactly.
A simulation, and we want to try it. Oh, okay, cool. Let me show you how
And
to...
even like a whole nother
how to
topic
hack
in
a system.
itself, I've found a marked difference between paid ChatGPT and the free version. So again, who knows what the 16-year-old might have been using, and a whole other conversation around equity and access and quality of data. I mean, there's even been cases about, misleading data, biased data. There are so many
hallucination,
issues,
it
but
draws conclusions.
Yeah.
But this is only I think it's stage 2 in OpenAI's 5 stages of AI. Like it's only gathering and presenting information that we already know.
Yeah.
It's not helping us innovate or decide, and it's not making executive decisions yet. That will be here in 3 to 5 years. What is that going to do?
And they also say the output is only ever going to be as good as the prompts, and you're going to need to get really great at your
Until
prompts.
it can prompt itself.
And and I do that, and I'll prompt and say, I don't want anything that's particularly mollycoddling, or I want you to be completely unbiased. And check this, check that, don't do this, do this, set this up, set up the framework, and then input the questions.
Yep.
And that's where the skill path is for people now. Like the opportunity for managers, employees, everybody is to develop their ability to input,
Prompt, yeah.
and to scan and assess the
Iterate.
outputs.
And not
If
just
you
take it.
trust it
Yeah.
implicitly,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. And even
without
asking for real hyperlinks and resources and, an appendix for what's returned to you, and doing that extra due diligence. Yeah, for sure.
Just to lighten it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you took it to somewhere very dark.
No
just then.
matter how
Same
many
as you.
times I asked ChatGPT to not use M dashes,
Oh, look, it's hard coded,
and
isn't
I
it?
scold it. I scold it for continuing to add
Yeah.
M dashes to
Yeah.
the output, and it still does it.
So it tells me
what's an
that
M-dash?
M-dash is a
long
very
dash.
long hyphen,
Okay.
and it's rife in American literature in which
That's grammatically correct.
it prefers and is biased to prefer in its own sourcing.
So why do you hate it?
I hate it because it's instantly recognizable.
It's
as
not very
ChatGPT
American.
generated content.
It's not very Australian grammatically used.
I never saw a single person use it until
M-dash.
ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Well, I never noticed it.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Okay.
Whereas
And
I
Is that one of your
mean-
tells? When you
Oh,
my
such a
tells.
tell.
Yeah.
It's a very quick.
Okay.
Mainly because it's literally every second sentence
Yeah.
in ChatGPT's
Yeah,
copy.
okay.
Bulleted lists with title, colon, description. That's the other tell.
And it also often has a cadence of staccato sentences. So short sentence, mic drop sentence.
Or 3
And it
options
has
as well.
this
3
constant rhythm.
I don't have a term like as cool as staccato, but it has things like, bold, innovative, and
Sure,
excellent.
like adjective laden.
but always
yeah.
3 in
very
groups
US,
of 3.
very, very
Yeah,
Americanized.
yeah. It is. And it's a kind of this heroic this copy is even when you're asking it to do long form, it's structuring each paragraph like these really like gung-ho sentences.
Again, I've got a lot of not really, really good American friends, but sitting in a diner in the US, somebody at the cabinet behind you can be talking about the most banal, boring topic, and they're pitching that like they are the world
There you
like
go.
number one. Like doesn't matter what it is.
American
That's just.
thing.
But it's like
How exhausting.
we had that breakfast the other day, and there was a conversation going around maybe it's showing evidence of your success in some ways. And it was like, what car do you drive, and do people judge you on the car you're driving? This has gone from we're on a side quest now, and I've got a big issue with people being shamed for their success, because I think that's horrible, and it's a very Australian thing.
Very Australian and European, I think too.
tall
UK. It's don't show people you're successful, and if they are, cut them down. In America, if you buy yourself a Mercedes, you must have worked really hard for that.
Celebrated.
Of all the things that are
isn't it?
potentially wrong with it, like that's actually great to
Celebratory, yeah.
Yeah, so
Bling, and into
all
their
right,
bling.
calm down
bling
with
the
the bling,
better.
says the man with the pinky ring.
$50,000. Yeah, they're very, very different culture to us.
Yeah.
Extremely different. Yeah.
But how does that tie back to AI?
And
I'm
is
not
our
sure.
AI permanence and increasing usage going to change our language? Is, in 3 years'
Emojis
time, are we
already
going to be
have.
like, please insert more M dashes?
When my kids are throwing skibbities and rizzes around,
God,
clearly it's already
exactly.
changed. But as happens in every
Yeah,
single
culture,
generation.
by osmosis. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, this is the thing. Like, lean in. The conversation I'm having with people these days, predominantly around AI, is if you try and resist reality, that's insanity. You cannot, we can't. Probably unlikely globally go, you know what, we shouldn't do this because it's already happening. How do we, guardrails? Yeah, we'll get it right, I don't know. But if you as an individual go, I'm going to take a moral and ethical stance against AI, you will be left behind.
For sure.
You will not have a job. Some straight out of university with amazing prompt skills will be able to get 3 times the output of you, and they'll be hired in a
And
heartbeat.
yeah, I was like that initially when ChatGPT was starting to really get popular. I was like, how very dare you?
Yeah.
I've spent my life trying to get good at writing stuff, and now
speaking
all
the
of
words.
a sudden, all these posts and, but again, the rising tide is going to lift all boats, and if you're not going to play ball, then absolutely. I'm like, I could be doing things quicker or differently or whatever, but it's, again, just playing the game.
Love him or hate him, Joe Rogan had the CEO of OpenAI on his podcast, and they were talking about Neuralink and the brain implant. And Joe Rogan asked him, he goes, will you get one? And he goes, when everybody else does, sure. He's like, what do you mean? It's not so much a Me Too mentality, but you won't be able to compete. When everybody else has got instant access to information and you don't, how do you compete?
Man, I'd
You go,
love
can't
to.
beat them, join them.
I'd love to stick a chip in my brain and be able to play the piano or just speak fluent French.
I'd like to be able to do those things without sticking a chip in my
Do you
brain.
reckon? I'd totally take the chip to be able to do it
100%
tomorrow.
not disciplined enough to do it.
Do you think we'll get there? Be able to buy it on eBay?
I just
Add to cart.
think of the Matrix, right? Just
My
uploading, I know,
God.
kung fu.
Where would you end exactly? Would you want to be a master of everything? Again, how exhausting.
It does sound tiring, right? I want to be the master of the couch, and Netflix. Maybe I'm already there. Master is a journey, right? I mean, that's another, this is the tangent central. I was just thinking about, so Daniel Pink Drive, great book, talking about what motivates people, and coming out of a lot of conversations around retention and attraction of talent. He talks about people want autonomy, they want mastery, but above all, they want purpose. And that's the EQ conversation around, we have people here to drive an outcome because we have shareholders and we need to create a return. That's fine. But why are they here? It's got to be better than $1. What's our purpose? And then how do you give them some level of autonomy? And that's taking the friction out of their role, taking just the dumb shit that people put inside businesses, you can't work from home, all these things that are arbitrary rules we put in place. Man, I've taken this on another tangent completely. I'm so sorry.
It's a whole nother episode we've
I
got
like
here.
how you just said that dumb shit is you can't work from home. Ooh, that's risky topic.
Well, a carte blanche, no reason apart from I don't like it or I don't understand it isn't good enough. That's my perspective. Depends on the role.
I'll die on this hill. I don't like work from home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
I also don't like people who recline their seats on domestic flights. I think they should go in the bin.
Yes.
Work from home, I just
Touche.
don't think that, aside from perhaps the odd flexibility or life circumstances, there's just no argument strong enough that it doesn't irreparably damage not only just the quote-unquote culture, but that own person's career fulfillment, their psychological safety, their serendipitous conversations, their progression within the business, their contentment, their connectedness, their happiness. And I think whether we of ourselves know this now or not, or whether in 5 years we're going to look at this transition period or this period of working from home as what is also tied to this loneliness epidemic, or there's massive questions around equity and, you know, someone who might be crowing, oh my God, what are you talking about? I love to put a slow cooker on in the morning and be able to punch a laundry out at my lunch break and makes my life so much easier, and, you know, is really needs to be held up against someone who has eaten their breakfast and lunch at the same table they're working from with slow-ass Wi-Fi, staring at a fence 30 centimetres from their kitchen window, and doesn't have maybe the nice, sunny, north-facing backyard and can't maybe find the same type of joy in it.
So is our definition of work from home 5 days a week, 8 hours a day?
I think that work from home more than 1 day per week is not sustainable for the individual, for the business, for the economy.
I never thought that I would be the most pro work from home out of this group.
Wow, bring it on. Why the
Because I'm
hell?
not that pro, but
Yeah.
I am the most pro by the sound of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Let's get
Nathan's
this going.
pro.
This is good.
So I consider it almost a perk. It's like a perk, right? I don't think there's any productivity gain that some people tout as, more time in the day. And I don't think that's necessarily true. And I haven't seen it with our own productivity tools. We did some data on it a little while back, and there was a mild difference in productivity, slightly less working from home, but not significant. Not significant enough for us to say, no, it doesn't work. So we're on 1 day a week from home, but a little bit flexible in the sense that a couple of people do more than that due to obligations with kids, and they do their pickup and they work a little bit longer in the day. And if someone's even remotely sick, we say work from home.
Yeah.
Even
Big
remotely.
fan of
like
that.
Keep,
Yeah.
keep your germy ass
Please
at home
do.
policy, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
normally they would come in, right? Because you don't want to burn your sick leave unnecessarily, so you would have a little
We've got
cough and a
10
sputter.
days a year.
So you would just come in slightly sick, or you might come in sooner than you would have normally.
Sure.
So that ability to work from home, that works in my favour because other employees are not getting sick.
Yep.
It's going to lower our herd immunity and we're all going to get sick in 5 years' time.
Oh, take your tinfoil hat
drop
off.
of a
Calm
hat.
down. So the rebuttal. So I am pro work from home within guardrails. 5 days a week.
5 days a week?
If you are, this is the caveat. If you are a proven 15, 20-year veteran, and you're consulting in a certain way, you can do it because you are the master of your own domain in some ways. A junior first year, absolutely not. That is detrimental to progress, detrimental to collaboration, all those things. The word that I use is context. So the quality of the work that you do from home depends on the context of the work that you're doing. And people like EQ and being taught to be a good leader, people aren't taught to contextualize their work. If you need to do deep work where you need to focus, do it at home. If nobody's home, if you've got a 3-year-old running around, probably the wrong context. Nobody arms our people with the right tools to be able to do their best work wherever they are. So I think leadership is the gap here. It's not where you do the work, it's how well you do the work and where the best place to do the work is. And that's where leaders need to step up and own that. It's not my people want to work from home, so I better let them work from home.
That's a very one-to-one discretionary thing, right?
It's
Not a
not
blanket
one-
workforce rule.
Absolutely not.
I think that is pretty elitist and fairly discriminatory for those who may
Ouch.
have been in business 15 or 20 years to get that right or that perk versus someone who's new to the workforce because they know their craft. And if we're
Is it a perk
talking
now,
about
or is it a permission to play?
if we're talking about the fact that if you need to be in the zone, we're better to do it from home, and we're not talking about the other supposed perks and conveniences of working from home and keeping the home ticking or the actual, differentiator in being at home, then we need to design our workspaces to enable breakout sessions and great soundproof spaces because that isn't distinct to being in someone's home if we're just needing to get in the zone.
What's the difference?
Exactly.
Do you
So
when-
therefore,
when you bought your last car, did you choose not to have air conditioning because that's elitist? Or is air conditioning just a default function when you purchase a vehicle these days? You get air conditioning because that's a standard offering.
I
Whereas
chose
work
not
home-
to pay for
work for home is
sparkles in my
becoming-
roof because that's elitist, but air conditioning in Australia is a goddamn
But this
necessity.
is a standards and options conversation.
It
right?
is,
The,
it
the
is.
market is moving. The new workplace
Yes.
involves being able to work from home because we can. How do we make that the most impactful, positive opportunity as opposed to this, I can't see my people and they're not really effective?
I think though we also need
This is a
to
cool
be
conversation, by the
mindful
way.
of it is so cool. Be mindful of the growing divide between frontline workers and maybe what we'll call white collar workers and even blue collar workers, the three triangle separatization of the fact that there is such a massive cohort of people who cannot obviously work from home and giving these platitudes to others just cause where it's not necessarily critical to as it was during COVID
Is
or
that
if
not in
it's-
conflict with your previous comment about it being elitist? Like,
to be wary
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
of the
you got to earn the right to do something in some ways, which
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
is your comment
yeah,
from
yeah.
before. And in my old former business, the service desk or the people at the front line, they were the junior people. They couldn't work from home because
Yeah.
learning from your peers and being able to ask quick questions, not in isolation, that was critical to the job.
Of course.
And that allowed them to escalate into a position where they could work from home because they could work autonomously. That second side of things, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
But
Yeah.
I'm talking nurses, garbos, construction workers that, obviously can't work from home and
Yes.
that we're getting, well, that would be really
telehealth.
So
yeah, look, I mean, but still, I don't think it's ever going to be the case where we're all just
Who-
shackled up indoors.
Who goes into
and-
that industry expecting to work from home? Like there's an expectation, right? If you're a knowledge worker, I can apply my knowledge wherever I am.
So what if a knowledge worker? I'll put myself in my shoes again.
That's a good thing. 'cause that-
Good. Bring the practical
A
hand
junior
lived
marketer or a
experience.
junior web developer.
Yep.
They have no practical skills yet. Never been commercially applied.
Yep.
It's mandated that person has to work or can work, has the right to work, I should say, from home 2 days a week.
If it's mandated, yeah.
If it's mandated by the lovely Labor government in Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
As
not get
another topic. How will that person learn if they insist on having their 2 days from home? How will they?
Isn't the caveat though that they're mandated the option where it's operationally allowed?
Operationally allowed.
Well, operationally viable.
Right.
I mean, which is kind of the case now. If somebody I would like to work 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, and you say, well, actually, operationally that doesn't work for us, so I'm going to have to decline that.
Then what though?
Then they either resign
It's a
or
subjective
they keep
thing though,
going
isn't
for
it?
5 days. I'm assuming there's some guide, like this is where
Yeah.
you step in.
Well, it's also like
Was
the
so good.
amount of businesses that are telling me they need web developers who can also speak and deal directly with their clients and develop the interpersonal skills needed to be really also good account managers. And if we're letting our web devs work from home because the on-paper nature of their job description doesn't necessarily require them to have those skills, they're also not going to develop those skills again being among their peers or getting more accustomed to the client coming into the office.
And out of sight, out of mind.
And then we're going to
getting less
continue
opportunity.
having really short supply of people who have those skill sets. And yeah, I just, again, am in the camp of work from home more than one day a week is problematic more than it isn't.
Well, then the problem rises that if staff are going to work from home and they just want to work from home permanently, we don't need to hire in Australia. If somebody's going to be completely
that's the other thing
remote,
for business. Like,
why wouldn't I pay?
But then they're also riding
already
they were also riding the salary wave. They're cowboys who are like, if I'm working from home, same four walls. There's no loyalty. There's no real personal connection to that employer, or
that puts the onus on the employer.
it does.
Right?
That's true. And why
Create an
should you?
environment that
True.
people want to turn up to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like finding opportunity for people to come to the office. That the onus has to shift to leadership.
You know, I spoke with someone recently who is head of talent for one of Geelong's largest employers, who is a big advocate of work from home, and was very much he loved it for himself. Talked about how he's got a really great setup at home, and how he's got his people secured for 3 out of 5 days, and if it was up to him, it'd be 5 days sort of thing.
Wow.
And I challenged him on it because obviously, as we now know, I'm not that much of a fan.
You are challenging.
And I'm challenging my nature. And his response was, well, we take care of our culture still. Like, we have drinks
Really?
on a Friday.
That's
and
not culture.
we do icebreaker questions. And I said, have you done that since COVID?
Icebreaker questions.
And he had to really
my
think
God.
about it. And I'm like, if you haven't done that since it was in the news
It's like
and it was topical.
Friday afternoon trivia.
And I'm like, do you know how much your people
PTSD.
cringe at you?
Yes.
Like, this is not going to get you good retention.
How many of their staff turn up for drinks on a Friday? I'd love to know that.
Exactly. And you know what? It was also just kind of ad hoc. And I said, when was the last time you did that? He's like, like
3 months.
it's been a
6
while,
months
but that's
ago.
because we got a good thing going on. I'm like, oh, you're so out of touch.
A term that I learned last week, awesome privilege of sitting and having a coffee with a guy who CEO of a 1,400 staff business in the US. And he's flicking through on his iPad, showing me his strategic plan. I was blown away.
Wow.
But one of their pillars is to build community-based loyalty. And you think about that as a term.
Yeah, great.
And there's a software company that I did some work with that they did research on. They're PE backed. They had a lot of money to spend on research, but they did the research around what makes people stay. And the one overriding thing that made people stay was having
Money.
a friend,
Oh, no.
having a friend at work, having someone
work.
someone to have lunch with.
Yeah, the work bestie.
Community-based
work
loyalty.
besties
That
are the
is
best.
the mind-blowing concept.
Wow.
That if you think about that, how do you build community-based loyalty when everybody works from home?
Completely. And I love the fact that community, internal community, external community, being good corporate citizens as well as the internal stuff. Bring back the ping pong tables.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, people scoff at Pizza Fridays, but they play a good
Because
part.
it creates connection.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
And that it's not a perk. People may come to your organisation because you demonstrate that you make an effort to build connection. Like, oh, cool. You get massages, you do Pizza Fridays, we go out every quarter.
Yeah, Matt, what? Where's this happening?
This is I used to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's
You
right.
used to give people massages?
Not personally. It was like,
Not personally. Yeah, that's a HR.
I try not to make it weird. My wife was head of people and culture, so it would have been real weird. But yeah,
I was at a business, that gave the massages out to staff as a perk.
Yep.
Weird. Because
Themselves.
It was sort of like in an area, but it was kind of visible.
Yep.
And people were getting this massage. I never got one.
You got the ick.
Yeah, it's weird.
you seem like the kind of person that doesn't like to be touched.
I know. See, I would be like, man, I love a
Privately
good shoulder
fine,
rub.
but not in front of my
Privately.
colleagues. Not in front of my colleagues. Going, ooh, ah.
You know what though? I'm
making it weird.
You're like, wow, now I don't need that sound bite playing
No,
in my
sorry.
head.
You need to put that on the pad so we can go,
Yeah.
ooh, ah.
Exactly. But it's true. You know what? One of the best things that I spruik is tailored perks if you can,
Yes.
and working out if someone does like a massage or, for me, I'd rather watch paint dry than go to the tennis. I'm in the minority, I know.
No, I'm with you.
But if someone gave me 2
Tennis,
tickets to
golf,
the Oz
cricket,
Open,
yeah.
I'd be like, but
Speaking of people
tailored.
groaning.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, we didn't need
Opera
that
for you.
soundbite either.
Opera
Please
for
don't
you.
play that over.
Opera?
Opera. Oh, I'd go.
Yeah,
I go
you'd
to
go to
anything
opera.
opera, ballet,
yeah.
theatre, whatever. Yeah, the arts for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but actually tailoring it for sure. Some people want time off.
Yep.
Some people want money, and some people want champagne. Some people want a pat on the back that's broadcast. Other people only really like quiet recognition. It makes them feel really awkward if they get publicly acknowledged. So tailored recognition.
But it's the perks that show that you give a shit, right? You pay attention enough.
Yeah.
You think you need to do something above and beyond.
And that will
it's
also
a joy to work
reduce
for me,
that
right?
transactional, and that community that you were saying.
But the people stay.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you got perks. That's great. They don't stay for perks. They'll stay for feedback. They'll stay for growth and mastery. They'll stay for a great relationship and supportive relationship with the manager. They want to be challenged,
That growth piece.
If they don't have the skill set to do the role they're in, they're going to be in a stressed state. Nobody wants that. If they've got too much skill set for the role they're in, they're going to be bored out of their mind. It's the leader's job to find that sweet spot, get them into that flow state and keep them there by moving them, creating better opportunities. So it's not a set and forget. Like, it's an active role to manage. And when I hear leaders say, I'm in so many meetings and I've got to deal with my people all the time, I never have any chance to do real work. I genuinely want to jump across the table and go, what do you think your job is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If you're in a leadership position and you
been
genuinely don't care, it may have been you.
That might have been me.
If you don't have time for
feel
your people,
seen.
why are you in that role?
Yeah. People are the biggest
Opportunity.
of the purposes.
Lauren, what's the best perk you've ever seen?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Best perk. Wow,
Let's go with
I've
best
had-
perk as in for the story, the shock of it.
For the shock of it.
But then maybe what's the most effective?
Look, okay, I've got a most effective, and it's really low hanging fruit that every employee could do today. And for some people, for some reason, candidates froth over it. And that is give them their birthday off.
I was thinking
Really?
that's what it was, yeah.
I thought that was like
I don't know
1995.
what it is. We're talking one day, obviously.
Yeah.
And it is something that people
I
love.
thought it was a cliche.
It's no,
So
people
don't buy them a
love
cake
it.
on their birthday.
No, not even that.
Just
No.
give them a day off.
Just give them the day off. I mean, the thing is, if it falls in a weekend, then, it could be either their
Take the
choice
Friday,
or the
Monday.
Friday, Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
But their birthday off is just something that constantly comes up.
And if you're born in a leap year, ha!
And that kind of sucks.
Suck eggs.
And the biggest perk, like as in, wow, I've
What's the most generous perk you've ever
most
seen?
generous perk has
Yeah.
been, no holds barred Christmas party, helicoptering people around, like a full day thing.
I've got a story
Maybe
about
that.
helicoptering.
Oh, do tell.
For a Christmas party, I booked a helicopter.
What was this? You?
This was earlier on in the piece. And so we were a team of
Don't tell me just you arrived in the helicopter.
There was a team
Talk
of three.
about elitist.
We were a team of three.
Yeah.
I don't want to dub them in, but I don't know them personally, so too bad. Geelong, the helicopter's down on the waterfront there.
Okay.
And
Right.
We
okay.
booked a flight down to Jack Rabbit.
Oh, very nice,
And I thought
Nathan.
I was very, very smart.
Very bougie.
I even set up that we were going for a drink at the waterfront. And then when we got down there, I'm like, psych, we're getting on the helicopter.
Oh, this is cool.
But when I booked it on the phone, they didn't ask me how many people. And I assumed you can fit 3 people in there. I'd
think.
seen 3 people
You'd
in
think,
there. I had seen it.
Surely.
So we got there and they said, oh, you didn't tell us there was 3 people. I said, well, you didn't ask. Weighed us all. We were 5 kilos over the limit as a group of 3. I'll blame Nick. He was overweight, yeah.
Oh, no. That is so, oh my God.
That was probably me,
This
actually.
is
But
getting-
we were 5 kilos off and they said, no, you have to do 2 trips and you'll have to pay for 2 trips.
No.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, you guys go. And I turned away like a bit sad. And they did the right thing. They said, "Oh no, we can't go without you," so we didn't go. We didn't go on the helicopter.
Oh, I thought you were going to say so the helicopter people were like, just get on board.
No. So Nick
Oh,
and,
so the whole team said we can't go without our
yeah. So
our
we caught an
guy.
Uber instead, and then we got trapped down on the Bellarine because you can get an Uber down to the Bellarine.
You can't get one.
Very
come
hard
back.
to get one
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
So that was my attempted bougie Christmas party.
the thought that counts. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
I mean, look, there are some employers that give significant additional leave or opportunity to purchase additional leave.
Superannuation.
Big superannuation contributions,
yeah.
but people kind of don't give a shit.
But then people always roll that into their package anyway, and they just expect
They
to be
do,
more
they
money.
do,
It's not
they
a perk
do.
anymore. It's
No.
an entitlement.
Deakin do a very good superannuation.
They do
We're always competing against them.
7.5%.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
high. But I mean, then again, generally people are like, well, that's not cashish now.
Yeah.
That's
No.
not something I can
Not that appealing
necessarily
to young
value.
people.
No, not at all.
That doesn't help me spend $150
no,
on
it
one
won't help
basket
you
of
with the counter
groceries
offer. It'd be
these days.
like, but 17.5% super. Otherwise, perks have just been, health and wellbeing memberships.
Oh yeah.
Donut Fridays, pizza Mondays, something for every night, day of the week.
Gym membership on a Monday.
Pizza
pizzas on
Friday.
a Friday. Yeah.
The world keeps spinning.
Everything's about balance, right?
Yep. Otherwise, like team lunches for your birthday, choose wherever you want to go. Big Christmas bonuses. I've known businesses to give their people. There was one business that I knew had a team of 12, I think, and everyone got $2,000 at Christmas.
Nice.
As a bonus.
What if the economy turned?
Completely. And is that a precedent? I don't think it was contractual.
Taxable bonus too.
Sure.
Super
But I
on
mean,
top.
people
Yeah,
were very
fringe
much
benefits.
relying on that to fund their Christmas.
Fringe
They
benefits
were
tax.
they were like, one lobster, how about two? Like it was,
Yeah.
one crayfish. Lobster's very American.
Yep.
But yeah, so they're probably the most bougie ones that come to mind. They're not that salacious, but
They're all a bit pedestrian though.
what would you want? What would you want? What would you want, Nathan? What would you want, Chris? If your employer said, name whatever you like.
Can't
Got to
cash.
be
cash.
can't be cash. Okay.
I have given myself the perk of travel, as I said at the start of this.
Okay.
So I think getting opportunities to go on trips.
Yep. Okay. Travel.
would be my perk of choice.
And are you a business class traveller?
If I have enough points in my
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Are
get the
you a
upgrade.
business class and your people are in cattle class traveller?
Oh, if I had more points, I would definitely share them. But there's a limit to how many points I can earn.
I took a team member over to Taiwan once.
Okay.
And I, at the time, was a platinum frequent flyer.
Uh-huh,
So had the perks only because of, a couple of big years of travel.
Yeah.
And I chose to travel cattle.
Oh,
With that
Chris,
person.
heart of
And-
gold.
Regret it?
I don't regret it, but it was one of the most embarrassing things ever because the head steward or the head cabin manager came down and goes, "Oh, Mr. Davies, would you like some pajamas? It's not often we see someone with your status this far back the plane." And I was like,
See,
"Please,
that was
please
almost.
leave me alone."
I almost was going to be like, this is going to sound hella manipulative, but I would have been like, wink, wink to the hostie. Can you come and just let me know that I've been selected for a complimentary upgrade? And let's just pretend that that's what's happening here. And I'll be like, what? Oh my God. I have no choice. I have to go now. Yep.
No, you hang out with someone, talk to them for a couple of hours.
Very good.
But I think that's
So Nathan B, travel. What's your perk if you got a choice, Chris? If someone said, what would you like to receive?
well, I think it's very different for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to not play because I hate the devil's advocate because they're usually an asshole. I personally like an Airbnb voucher or something.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like that's
A bit of
there's
a
thought behind it. It's not a
retreat. Okay.
Visa gift card. Like, here, you spend this at Bunnings. Great. Thanks
yeah,
very much.
yeah.
I need you to have a break because I think you deserve it. Here's an Airbnb voucher. That
So a real switch off type of.
but that's the art of giftology, right? That's the
Sure,
as you said,
sure.
tailored perks.
yeah.
Learn your people.
Completely.
Learn what turns them on. Don't give this
Yes.
carte blanche bloody everybody gets a steak.
Yes. And that's where it dovetails into what I was going to say as far as, yes, while an arts lover, I think something like a membership or a subscription, whether it's an annual MSO subscription so that every concert throughout the year so that it has continuity.
Yep.
Something like that where it's a constant mental break and a check out where I think that's
Something
something
for
really
you.
nice.
Something
Yeah.
personalised. And this
Or,
is,
like for someone once as a gift for, often candidates that I facilitate the appointment of, I then gift them congratulations. And typically the more executive you go, the bougier that congrats can kind of get. And I knew that someone loved this art gallery place in Melbourne. Hadn't been there in like 2 or 3 years, but had their engagement party there. So I got them an annual subscription to that so that they could go.
you are widely renowned as the gift giver.
The gift giver.
As the coolest gift giver.
Well, I think it's just that thought thing, isn't it? When you're
we've
a
usually-
professional busybody and a people person, people's particular things just tend to stick.
Like dropping like personalised cupcakes to someone or specific Japanese whiskey glasses or like there's some cool stories about the shit you've done as a thank you. And like that creates an
memory maker,
experience.
hopefully. Yeah.
And then, like, here's another tangent, like that whole service versus experience conversation. Like add that to the issues list. There's an hour in that for sure.
I think this podcast has legs, fellas. I don't think this will
find
be
out.
our
haven't stopped
first
yet,
and last
so-
episode. Yeah.
I don't know. The agenda's out the window, I think, but
Where are we at time-wise? We might need to put a pin in it.
We did
it's
start.
nearly an hour.
We
so
started with
Yeah,
AI.
right. We
gone
did.
through
We've gone full
AI,
circle,
work from
really.
home, recruitment perks.
Things.
How do you attract talent? Like that's a whole.
God, that's a preview for next
If
episode.
anybody-
Tune on in
If anybody could
when we come back.
crack that nut.
Well, but how do we wrap up, guys, if we're going to get out of here? Where can
guess-
people find you? What's your socials, handles? Chris, where do they find you?
Crispy Davies on LinkedIn.
Crispy Davies?
Yeah, I'm crispy. Chris B.
Have you ever seen that viral clip of that news anchor absolutely losing his shit because he had to talk about a pig that won some award and his name was Chris P. Bacon?
Oh,
jeez.
what a brilliant name.
And the anchor couldn't regain his
It's like having
composure.
a duck called Sir Quacks-a-Lot. You
Oh,
know, like
I'm here for
I'm
it.
in.
I'm here for
I'm
it.
in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so Chris P. Davies.
LinkedIn, I'm around.
Nice. Nath, where can they find you?
Pixeled, Pixeld,
Nice.
Pixel Digital, most handles on socials.
Yep.
You can find us on LinkedIn right through to TikTok.
Nice. All the channels.
All the
It
channels.
makes
Tiki-toki,
sense. It makes
tiki-toki for
sense.
kids.
Find me at Fruition Recruitment or Lauren_from_Fruition.
Oh.
For people out there, it's Fruition, not Fruity On.
Oh,
I've gotten that far too many times. But otherwise,
Fruity on.
Fruity On, Fruitition.
Pretty on, people.
Fruity on, listeners.
I know. Otherwise, good chatting,
Nice work.
but catch you next time.
And next butt channel.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.